What up, YouTube? This is Ron. Again, I currently live in Portland, Oregon now, and working as a bone marrow transplant nurse. Um, let's see. February, I went to Australia for a vacation because I was planning that trip since like last October. In February, I was able to go, and it was a great trip. I got to see some friends from college that was studying abroad on my campus, and got to see some people that studied abroad on my campus in Australia, and I went to Sydney and Melbourne. Sydney, I got to see the koala sanctuary. Sorry, I explored the city. I did a jet boat um, tour on the Sydney Harbor. Got to see the Opera House. Was able to what else did I do? My friend took me to one of his favorite spots. It was a tequila bar called Barrios, and Barrios was so great. The staff was really great. My friend knew most of the staff, so it was cool and just really cool people and just great atmosphere. And let's see what else did I do in Sydney? Did a lot of exploring, like exploring the city, and just also went to a koala sanctuary and got to see the koalas. They was asleep during the time frame, like in their like it was like a bush that they was in that they had them contained in, and then it was like a container. It was a little area for like the baby kangaroos to hop around in, so I got to see them as well. And it was like I got to see a cockatoo, which was cool, and they had other animals there, but I can't really remember it right now. And then I flew to Melbourne for a few days and got to see some more friends out there. Explored the city. Melbourne kind of reminds me of Portland and Sydney, Seattle, but I got to see them in Melbourne, and my friend that was close to Melbourne, he ended up driving me to Mount Dandenong. Went on a little hike there, and it was cool. It was like gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous scenery. Um, actually, this is from the jet boat tour that I did. It was great. I had an absolutely wonderful time. And then I bought like little souvenirs as well. Little boomerang. But this is just a few. But yeah. So I needed to get refreshed. It was a lot of stuff that happened up until me taking my vacation. It was just like a bad float. It was a lot of crappy shifts, and then it was like kind of like multiple heavy patients, and then patients dying at once. That just was getting really exhausting. So I'm happy I took that vacation. And in Portland between like October and March, we really don't get that much sun. So that's the other reason why I went. Just to get out. But yeah. So my nursing career right now. I've been a nurse for 2.5 years and moved twice, worked at the first institution, then I work at this one now in Portland. And I still plan on working in healthcare. I plan on getting a master's degree and transitioning away from bedside nursing. I'm starting to realize that it's just really not for me. For me, I just constantly see like increasing work demands, nurses being in unsafe situations. Healthcare in general is more about cost than it is about the actual quality of the care and the patients. And Shaggy, oh no, Shaggy. And I feel like it's a disconnect between me and nursing right now as well. Like in the first 6 months I was okay, but then the 7 month mark I was just like, I really don't enjoy it. 7 months of me working here, I just there, I realized it was like a lot of those demons from my last job that stuck with me, and I'm going to actually go to counseling because even when I talked to my primary doctor and my manager at one of my meetings, she sounded like you had PTSD. And my last job was like god awful between management and she um, not really being supportive of us. And if it was like a violent patient situation, you feel like, especially if you was attacked, you feel attacked again because she would say, what could you have done to prevent this patient from becoming violent? And you just feel attacked again. And I was just like, wow. So that's why even to this day I overchart anything that happens. Any negative emotions, what they're saying, I make into a progress notes because I just I don't trust people anymore. Like, I make sure to cover my butt and cover it well. I Healthcare in general is more cost based than it is like about the quality and care of the patients. And like, you know, our most of our job is the charting, and people want us to be in rooms and talk, and you can't do it. Or some people are just very extra and want you to do every little detail for like 2 hours, and then like constantly having all these 1,000 demands, and I just can't do it no more. I I I'm at that past that my empathy and my compassion is like literally just thin. Um, like oncology is definitely more rewarding, but it's definitely more emotionally exhausting. And you know, in oncology, you see literally people in their worst, and my job is like they're in between like being regular med surge in ICU because they have like low platelets, low hemoglobin, um, and like we have to give them chemo, and you know people can have reactions to chemotherapy, and you know overall, by far the best unit I have ever experienced, heard about, and like seen from my float experiences. Um, my management is great, very understanding. Um, like last year, I lost my grandfather in Michigan, and like woke up to the call in between shifts, and I thought I could go to work that night, and I literally made it there before 7, and then started breaking down on the bus, and I was like, I can't do this right now because like we're surrounded by so much death, and like I just don't have the energy for it. And I had to text my manager. I'm like, this is what happened. I lost my grandfather, woke up to the call. I thought I could do it, and I can't. And she was very understanding, and I'm thankful for her. Well, both of my managers as well. And like the teamwork on our unit is great. We have like a good relationship with the doctors that actually work there. When it's people that pick up shifts, that's when we have issues. Like um, I'm really just not one for tolerating any disrespect from anyone, and I make that clear because I'm not about to get abused in any form by anyone else again. Um, at the last job, it was so much violence. Like I said, it was a lot of racist patients. I don't deal with that nearly as much as I did, and it got to me bad. Um, Between management, the violent patients, you know, I got assaulted a few times in my first year as a nurse, and I was just like, if this is what nursing, like, that's why they have like the in abuse to nurses, or I forgot what that hashtag is, but it happens to us. It really does, and it sticks with you. And to this day, I always scan the room for anything that could be used as a weapon, and also I maneuver the room so if I need a quick exit. Um, like our patients, we don't deal with it as much, but still, it could be the ones you least suspect, and that's what normally has. I was just like, if a room is too cluttered, it makes me on edge, and I'm like, I can't focus on my cares. So, or the patient, I was just like, I need a quick exit at all times. Like I rearranged the room to what I need it to be. Um, um, this is Shaggy. I forgot. I don't know if y'all met him. Y'all probably have. Um, Also, you know, the workload is constantly increasing. Like between Joint Commission or whatever governing body that people use is like constantly increasing what we have to do. I get the paying reassessments, but then they want you to do more things or for you to stay compliant, and then it just falls on the nurses to do everything. And we already have multiple hats as nurses. Like, I can say that I get paid for what I do here. Other places, not so much. My patient ratio is 1 to 3, and our management we advocated for ourselves, and management backed us up. So, other places don't have it like that. And, Shaggy. And, yeah. The demons from my last job stuck with me. I don't have the compassion and empathy like I did. And I know now that I don't want to stay bedside. As bad as that sounds. I'm gonna get my master's in nursing degree in nursing informatics, because I always like, coming up with new ideas and being creative. And I always was interested in the tech side or the computer side or just the computer side, like just the IT side of businesses and stuff like that. So informatics, I did a shadow of a informatics department. What was it? In March. And I was seeing that when they do Epic changes to Epic, which is the electronic medical records, that they try to see how it can affect nursing. But with informatics, you can have an actual nursing informatics job, or you can have data analysis. I saw Epic workflow analyst or something along those lines. I was looking at what job titles would match the degree that I'm getting at my institution, because I really do enjoy where I'm working. I love the environment. I love how it's, a millennial-driven place, and you don't see that as much. Even I feel like it's probably going to be mostly from the clinical side. It's a lot of millennials or just younger professionals, but it can definitely change once I switch roles. But I like how it's more young people in the institution. I like how it's people that are around the same age ranges, the same Shaggy, the same stage. I don't know if I even talked about this, but I'm 26 now. Last year, 2 years ago technically, I had like a quarter life century crisis, because I was like, I don't like my job, I don't like my work, and I don't like my environment. And I feel like you need 2 out of the 3. Oh wait, nope, I messed that up. You need peace in your home, work, or environment, and I didn't have any of them. So I feel like you need 2 out of the 3. And I just was really focusing on like, what can I do? I tried applying for a different job at the institution, and the manager for the ICU unit I was applying for was not feeling me at all. And I was just like, I had a bad feeling going into the meeting. I was like, you know what, it's time for me to go. Even when I left the institution, it was like a surprise to people. I was just like, I've been unhappy for a long time. I feel like also as a bedside nurse, I knew it was time for me to go, because it was like multiple times patients asked me like, how do you enjoy nursing? it has its good days and its bad days is my common phrase. I feel like that pause is like the longest thing, and that's how I knew I probably need to make a transition to something else. Oh, yeah, I need to make a transition to something else, and I just asking myself the question, what do I want to do until retirement? And Shaggy, hey, Shaggy, no. What I want to do until retirement, and I don't want to do bedside until retirement. I don't want to be like one of these nurses that is limping and always burnt out and just irritated and then forced to precept and, forced to be a charge nurse. And they just want to get in and get out. And that's the point that I'm at. And I'm like, I feel like it makes me, sorry for my language, but a shitty nurse, because I really want to do right by, like, my main value is doing right by the patients that is in my care. But with me not really enjoying what I'm doing, I feel shitty. I feel like a shitty nurse. I feel really crappy. I don't have a future as a bedside nurse anymore. And I tried different things, and I'm just starting to realize that this is just not for me. So the new goal now is to get my master's in nursing and nursing informatics. And this is something that I really see myself doing until retirement. I mean, I will still keep my nursing license if I want to go back, but I don't want to do this anymore. I literally, had to talk to my mom because it was a few times I was just crying after my shifts. And I was just like, it's a lot. You deal with so many people's emotions, at once, and you have to go into another room and then smile, and then you don't even have enough energy to process your own emotions, but you have to keep on moving because the workload or the demands of your patients is just always high, and it's just always heavy patients, or unnecessarily needy ones. I am sorry, guys. I know it seemed like I was debating about actually publishing this video because I felt really lost. I felt like I worked my butt off. I'm proud of where I'm at right now. I'm proud of what opportunities nursing gave me, what opportunities nursing school gave me. I'm proud of, making it this far because, 37% of new nurses don't make it in the first year. And I'm past that. But I know this is not for me in the long term. And I have to do what's right for me and my own mental health. Because with me right now, I honestly am having some anxiety issues from especially when I float and I am on my guard and on edge if they say a patient is violent and I'm given one. And I'm always not trying to be too close for too long and know exactly where everything is. I assess the room to see what is around and what could be used against me because I had so many bad experiences with patients. I can't do it no more. It's too much stress. We're on the front lines of patients being violent. Once I realized, I was just you mean nurses can get assaulted? No, nope, I'm not staying here. That was at my first job. I was just this is not going to work out. This is not what nursing school made nursing to look like. This is not what I expected to do. I'm not about to be attacked by doctors, emotionally and verbally, then attacked by patients emotionally, verbally, and physically, and then attacked by their family members, or it just, the list goes on. And I'm we don't have enough time to process our own emotions during a shift. Sometimes it's 12 hours, you don't get no break. Or, you so worried about your patient that you just want to eat and you still listening out for that light. It's a lot of stress that we are put under. It's a lot of demands that we put under. The workload is increasing. there's so many different aspects that I know this is not for me. Nursing, I I am proud of what we do. I am proud. It's close to Nursing's Week, and I'm proud of like the people that I helped. I am thankful for the patients that do say thank you, because it does make a difference. Like one patient, it was like different things going on, and even in between me like trying to make sure she was okay and running back and forth between the doctor and her and calling and like making sure they like get an X-ray or stuff like that. She said thank you, like thank you for everything you're doing, Ron, and that makes a difference. That is what makes the stuff that we go through worthwhile. But it doesn't always happen, and I get that people are in the lowest of the lowest states when they are inpatient, especially with my patients that are cancer patients, you know, but I can't. I just don't want to deal with this until retirement. I, I don't. That is where I'm at right now, guys. We'll see. Like right now, I'm just trying to get my mental health right. I start counseling next week, so I can like hopefully have someone to vent to and talk to, so I can make it through my program while I'm working full time. It's an online program, but I need to talk to someone because I feel like my irritation in the last month and a half has increased really bad, and I was just like, it doesn't help me being this way. So have a good one. Stay blessed. For the people that graduated, congratulations. I wish you a very, sorry, I can't talk. I wish you a great career. I hope you have the proper resources to be successful. I hope you don't have to deal with any of the crap that I had to deal with at my last job. I want you to have good management. I want you to have good teamwork. I want you to have preceptors that will help develop your abilities as a nurse and help you trust your nursing judgment, your nursing gut. I hope you have a good institution that properly provides the resources. I hope you don't have to deal with, them saying like crap like, we're going to have to limit how many nurses is going to be on the floor, so y'all going to pick up more patients. Or I hope you don't have to deal with any of that. It's not a guarantee, but I wish you the absolute best in your nursing career. And stay strong. If you need to talk to someone, find a mentor, go through employee assistance program. That's what I did at my last job. I have a counselor now, a mental health nurse practitioner I'm going to be going to. And I wish you the absolute best. And if anyone is in a struggle bus like me, we can talk about it. It's open communication. If you want to see pictures of my trip in Australia, I can leave my Instagram below and y'all can take a look. Thanks. Bye.